הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. ניי 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 ניי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. ניי 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 ניי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom. It is great to see everybody. It is wonderful to be back on the bimah of TBO. I very much enjoy this and to be with you in celebrating Shabbat together as one community of Broward Central Synagogue. And in this week's Torah portion, don't worry, I'm not going to give a sermon, but I wanted to mention one thing. It has the words that we say every Friday night, indeed every single day, taken from the Shema, V'shinantam l'vanecha, which means you shall teach them well, diligently to your children. And one of the interpretations of this is that you should bring the light of the Torah into all of our children. So I thought tonight, maybe to lead us in the blessings over the candles, we would invite Brooke Goldberg-Eisenberg, who is our new religious school coordinator, up to lead us in the candle blessing. And I would also like to invite anybody who is has a birthday this week or next week or an anniversary as well to please come up to the bimah and help us with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And that is on page 120. Just one second. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Thank you. And happy birthday. Any anniversaries? Just birthday. Oh, it is? Beautiful. Mazel tov. So we're going to continue now with the Kabbalat Shabbat service, which is the welcoming of Shabbat. And the idea of this service is that we are told that Shabbat is a taste of the world to come. And in the world to come, there will be no strife, and there will be nothing that is bothering us, no stresses, no things on our mind, if we can possibly imagine that. So we need to kind of get into the mood of that, transition into that. So the rabbis developed these psalms. And the idea of these psalms is that they're all very positive, praising God, talking about the beauty of the planet, talking about the beauty of everything around us, the great sounds, great smells, all of these things to kind of transition us into that positivity that we will feel in the world to come and that we're meant to have a taste of on Shabbat. So please, let's join together in these Psalms, starting with the Psalm for the first day of the week, which is... Okay, if anybody said Monday, it's... It's Sunday. Saturday is the seventh day, so it's Sunday. So that is on page 130. Lechu neranana ladonai. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana ladonai. Lechu neranana, lechu neranana, lechu neranana ladonai. Naria, Bismi rot naria lo, lakuna ranana. Lakuna ranana, lakuna ranana, lakuna ranana, ladonai. Page 131. The last paragraph on the page for the second day of the week, which is Monday. Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, 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 Yismachu Hashamayim, V'tagei haaretz, Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim. Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, V'tagei haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umalaho. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umalaho. Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim. Hashamayim, V'tagei haaretz. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. O you righteous, rejoice in Adonai and acclaim God's holy name. At the bottom of page 132, let's sing together, Or Zarua. Or Zarua, Latzadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua, Latzadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. Simcha. Tzadikim Adonai U'Atu L'Tzeichen Kodsho. Or Zarua L'Tzadik U'Yisrael Simcha. Top of page 134, for the fourth day of the week, Wednesday, we sing together Zamru. Zamru Ladonai Bekinor, Bekinor Bekozimra, מהצוצרות וקול שופר הריעו לפני המלך אדוני ירם הים ומלואו תבל ויושבי בה נהרות עם הרב יחד הרים ירננו. And the bottom of page 135, Yismchu Hashamayim, the heavens rejoice. Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu lahakodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu lahakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu lahakodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'kishtakavu lahakodsho. Page 136, the top of the page. We'll do it slowly. Mizmor David, Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz. Yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai nai nai. Yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai nai nai, lai nai 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 nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai 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 nai, yanai nai nai nai, yanai nai nai nai. Yai nai 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 nai, lai nai 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 nai, yai nai nai, yai nai nai, yai nai nai, nai nai, yada da nai nai. We turn over and we get to Lacharodi, which is the pinnacle of the Kabbalat Shabbat service. And you'll notice in the very first verse, the words are Shamor v'Zachor. Shamor v'Zachor b'dibu echad, which means we're told to keep Shabbat is Shamor. V'Zachor means and remember Shabbat. And it says, if you ever look at the English, that these utterances of keeping Shabbat or remembering Shabbat was somehow said at the same time. And interestingly enough, Shabbat is mentioned twice in the Torah, all the way back in the book of Exodus, where it tells us Zachor, remember Shabbat, and in this week's Torah portion where we're told Shamor, to keep Shabbat. So the idea is that it's two sides of the same coin, keeping Shabbat and remembering Shabbat. Keeping Shabbat is all about the boundaries that we should have on Shabbat. To not work on Shabbat, to make Shabbat a different kind of day. Zachor, remembering Shabbat, is all about the celebration. It's all about the eating, the drinking, the singing, being together. Shamor v'Zachor. We'll sing those words in just a moment at the first verse. L'chadoti likrat kalaha Pernei Shabbat nekabela L'chadoti likrat kalaha Pernei Shabbat nekabela that one more time. Lecha. Pnei Shabbat Mekabela. And here are those words together. Shamor v'zachor, verse 1. B'dibur echad. Hishmi'anu El HaMeyuchad. Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. L'shem l'tiferet v'litchila. L'kadodi. Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Verse 2. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha ki mekol haberacha merosh mikedem nasuka sof ma'aseh b'machshava tehila lekadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. As we rise and face the back of our sanctuary to welcome the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret mala gam b'simcha u'v'tzola tokemunei am segula borikala lekadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Beautiful. And now we reach the 7th day of the week, Shabbat, on page 140, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, King David's psalm for the day of Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, lahagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatecha baleilat alei asor ve'alei navel alei higayon bekinor. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Yai nai 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 yai nai 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 yai nai 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 yai nai 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 yai nai 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 yai nai 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 nai. Please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash ve'rabah v'yamadi v'rak yirutzei v'yamlik malchut בחוצי בקר היכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ויאמרו השמי רבה מבורך עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפרץ רומם ויתנשא ויתעטר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקדושה אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבקתה And we continue with the Baraku, and this is going to be a new melody for you. And the reason I know it's going to be a new melody is because I just composed it. So if you like it, you can tell me all about it afterwards. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself. No, just kidding. La 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 ya la 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 nai. That's it. La 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 ya dai 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 la nai 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 ya nai 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 Baraku et Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le La 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 ya nai 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 nai. Please be seated. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue as we read together on page 148 in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itzim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים. תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך Ata Adonai Hamariv Haravim. Page 150 as we read together in English. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we join together in one united community with the Jewish people across the world as we chant and sing these words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchutza Le'olam Va'ed. Page 154, please be seated.
Asher Anohi Mitzaha Hayom Alevaveha Vishinan Tam Levaneha Vidibarta Bam Beshifteha Baveteha Uvlefteha Vadere Ushofbeha Uvekumeha Ukshartam Laot Al Yadeha V'hayilitotafo beineneha Uvtavtam al mezuzot beiteha Uvishareha Leman tiskeru V'asitem makol mitzotai V'yiten kedoshim lelohehem Ani Adonai Elohem Asher hotzeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles. An earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. A soldier's home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace, on page 158, Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha, Bailim Adonai, Mi Chamocha, Nedahim B'Kodesh, Nurati Elot, Osifele, Nurati Elot, Osifele, La lai nai 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 and nai 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 and nai 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 and nai 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 and nai 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 and nai 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 malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam ze Elianu v'yamru Adonai imlach li'olam va'ed v'ne'emar Kifada Adonai Jacob, Uki alo boi meyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael, Lalai dai dai nai 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 nai. Nai 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 nai. And we're going to continue with the Hashki Venu on page 160. And this prayer talks about God protecting us at nighttime. And until recently, I thought maybe this prayer was a little bit outdated. Sure, when it was conceived 1,500 years ago, people were worried. At nighttime, it was dark. It was certainly a time when bad things could happen. But today, we have electricity 24/7. If we wake up in the middle of the night, you have cable TV. Suddenly we can call the police at any time and they answer us whether it's nighttime or dark time. So I thought it was a little outdated until a friend of mine told me a story about his daughter. That one day she walked into high school and she noticed that her friends were looking at her a little bit differently. They were kind of like almost giggling to the side or turning away. And so it was that that night, as she was sleeping soundly, her friends were posting things on social media about her, unkind words, unkind pictures. And then it struck me, yes, today, in 2025, this prayer asking for God's protection as we sleep is perhaps more relevant than at any other time. Join us. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomrenu L'Chaim Hashkivenu Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomrenu L'Chaim Ushmor Tzeiteinu U'Ereinu L'Chaim U'Shalom Me'ata V'Ad Olam Hashkivenu Eloheinu L'Shalom Hamidenu. Page 162, V'Shamaru. V'Shamaru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Sot Et HaShabbat Lidot Meretz Olam V'Shamaru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot Et HaShabbat Lidot Meretz Bein Yuvein B'nei Yisrael Ha'isi le'olam Ha'oti le'olam Wait a second, I'm noticing something here with the woos. I see the woos on this side, very, very strong woos. On this side, it's like, I can see everything from this point. Let's try it again. If we're gonna do, let's do the woos. Everybody do the woos. Let's do it as one. Okay, we'll try. V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot Et HaShabbat Lidot Meretz Olam Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai Et hashamayim ve'et haaretz Vayom Hashemim Shabbat va'inafash Very, very good. This side made very good progress. You're still the winners. We're going to continue with the Amidah on page 164. Please rise. Adonai, sefatai tiftachu fia gitekilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezarher Haseavot V'imahot, Umi Vigula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Mela Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vetzrat Sarah. Yehakol etarav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel hayim behesed, Mehaye hakol berak ramim rabim, Someth noflim verafeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Mihamo habal gevurot, Umido mehela, Melemimi tumehaye, Umatzmi Yeshua, Venemanata lahayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehaye hakol.
Tag Kadosh, Mishcha Kadosh, Ukedoshim B'cho Yom Yahalel.
Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And we continue silently now through page 180, or any of the prayers and aspirations that we have in our heart. We now offer prayers of healing. And tonight we mention Paul Aronson, David Apple, Judy Averbach, Abraham Ben Roiser, Shlomo Betzalel Ben Abraham, Ethan Campbell, Stuart Cartoon, Sandra Chesler, Brian Clohensi, Randy Clohensi, Jay Crystal, Terry Damodi, Moise Butt, Shmuel Uvat Sheva, Lisa Fendel, Sandra Freeland, Cha Friedman, Rachel Gallison, Ronnie Gross, Bob Hop, Sarah, Ann Hop, Tracy Yanita, Alma Kalish, Julian Kat Kana, Keith Kenner, Marion Kostrinsky, Shelley Lehner, Howard Longian, Mark Merberg, Lila Nelson, Harriet Radin, Ahmed Reimer, Rosalie Saltiel, Louise Samuels. Morty Schlossberg, Jason Sherman, Bobby Sherman, Gaichan, Jody Michaels Simmons, Robin Stein, Susan Trauner, Katie Weinstock, Laurie Weinstock. And if there is anyone who you are thinking of tonight who is in your hearts, who would benefit from our prayers of healing of Mishaberach, I invite you to say their names as I motion in your direction. Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Makar Rakaha Imoisenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imatinu Makar Harakah bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. This past week, we marked the saddest day on the Jewish calendar. Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, the day our people remember not one tragedy, but nearly every tragedy that has shattered the Jewish people across time. And at the heart of them all is the destruction of our holiest place. Tisha B'Av marks the fall of the first and second temples. The first destroyed by the Babylonians, the second by the Romans. But our sages offer a haunting truth. The second temple, they say, didn't fall because of Rome. It fell because of us. Because of sinat chinam, baseless hatred. Because we turned disagreement into division. And division into destruction. The Talmud tells of the story of Bar Kamsa, this man who was invited to a feast by mistake, and he asked if he could just stay, but they threw him out. He was humiliated. And the rabbis looked on in silence. Sinat chinam, So the temple didn't collapse from the outside in, it collapsed from the inside out. And this contrasts exactly to this week's Torah portion, where we hear the idea of Jewish unity. Moses stands near death, but he reminds the people that the Torah wasn't given only to those who were at Mount Sinai, but the Torah was given to all of the Jewish people that preceded and every Jewish person in the future as well. Our tradition teaches that every Jewish soul, even those that were not born, were at Sinai. Even those who would one day disagree with each other. Even those we struggle to understand. You see, at Sinai, we didn't just receive the Torah, we received each other. These two truths of Tisha B'Av, the danger of hatred, and this week's Torah portion, the power of unity, have been swirling in my mind. You see, last month I traveled to Israel. I was filming for a documentary that I'm making about life in Israel after October 7th. I went to listen, to record, just my iPhone and a little tripod. I interviewed 22 Israelis, rabbis and generals, artists, activists, kibbutzniks, yeshiva students, hospital chaplains, and grieving parents. They came from across the spectrum, religiously, politically, ideologically. Some believed in peace, others thought that peace was a fantasy. Some lit Shabbat candles, others lit protest torches. And yet, when I asked each of them the same question, what did October 7th mean to them? They all had similar words. And they said, everything changed. You see, in the weeks after the attack, something miraculous happened. The old labels, left, right, secular, religious, faded. We were just one people, grieving, shocked, determined, unified, not by ideology, but by heartbreak. Bound together not by agreement, but by shared pain. But that unity didn't last. Tensions are rising again. Old battles are returning with new fury, religious versus secular, Haredim versus the army, settlers versus the left, Ashkenazi versus Mizrahi, Jew versus Jew. The lines are being drawn, fingers are being pointed, the cracks are starting to show. And when I asked each person the same final question, what do you believe is the greatest threat facing Israel today? Again and again, from generals to rabbis, teachers to teens, soldiers to survivors, the answer was chillingly consistent. The greatest threat is internal. Civil war. One general looked at me and said, "We can handle Hamas. We're prepared for Iran. The Qudis are gone. But if we forget we're one people, we're lost." A rabbi whispered, "We are a nation full of trauma, and we no longer speak the same language." A brother of a kidnapped soldier said, "If we fight each other, no one will come home." And then came one of the hardest moments of my trip. I interviewed an ultra-Orthodox rabbi, respected, the head of a prominent yeshiva in Jerusalem. He was charismatic, deeply learned. midway through the conversation, he turned to me and said, "The reason the non-Jews hate us is because of Reform Judaism." I let it pass, but at the end of the interview, me, being me, thought I would push a little bit harder. And I turned the subject towards contemporary issues, and I said, "What do you say to a student who comes out to you as gay?" He stiffened, and he answered, "You treat a gay person like a cannibal, someone who eats flesh, breakfast, lunch, and dinner." I stood up and thanked him. And as I walked out, the person who had arranged the interview, himself an Orthodox Jew, looked at me with concern and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, truthfully, yes. Because in that moment, rather than react to his words, I saw something deeper. I saw the Sepharim, the sacred Jewish books that lined his wall. I saw the mezuzah on his doorpost, the table set for Shabbat, the way he joked, so Jewish, so familiar. I chose not to focus on the cannibalism, but on the covenant. That same idea in this week's Torah portion, that we were all at Sinai together as one, the importance of unity. And indeed, over and over again, the one thing that gave me hope, right, left, secular Jews, religious, nearly everyone I spoke to said, unity is not agreement. It's remembering we belong to each other. And my friends, that truth is not just for Israel, it is for us here in this community too, in this country. Just a few days ago, I was strolling on Facebook and I read about the group of rabbis who this week protested in front of the Israeli consulate in New York. They stopped the traffic to protest against Israel in a very public way and its actions in Gaza. They were wearing talitot, they were wearing kippot, they held bags of flour and rice and chanted, "Let Gaza live," as they blocked the street. And I'll be honest, every fiber in my body wanted to start typing, start writing, but I didn't. I wanted to say, this is not the time, this is not the place, this doesn't help Israel. But I didn't, because unity is my ultimate goal. It is my ultimate value, because I knew that responding in anger would only deepen the chasm. And because, like this week's Torah portion, I truly believe that we all somehow, maybe metaphorically, stood at Sinai together as one, even when we infuriate each other. Maybe mostly because when we infuriate each other, we need to hold back. And now, especially in this world where so many do not like us, we cannot afford to turn dislike inward. We may not love every Jewish institution or resonate with every practice, but let's resist the urge to tear down others in our community. Criticism born of taste or difference is something that we cannot afford. We are one people, one heart, one fate. Biologically, emotionally, spiritually, we are 99% the same. As Maya Angelou wrote, we are more alike, my friend, than unalike. So no, I will never agree with that rabbi in Jerusalem on halakhic principles, and he will certainly never agree with me. But disagreement isn't the problem. Distance is. The danger is not in the debate, but in letting debate divide us, in letting difference become a wall, and pride becoming a weapon. I deeply feel that our sacred task as Jews is not to erase the difference, but to reach for the holiness under the difference, to find the spark of divine in each of us, even when we don't see eye to eye. To be bold enough to still stay connected, because we are held together by the candles that are lit across the globe, with the Torah that we have wrestled for, disagreed about for 3,000 years, by the melodies that stir our souls, by our longing for peace, however we define it, and however we think we should get there, by the blue and white flag we raise in triumph and in grief. Shema Yisrael, in this week's Torah portion, hear, O Israel, Yisrael, the one who wrestled and refused to let go. So let's keep choosing each other. Let's lead with love, with empathy, with curiosity. Let us be Jews not of reaction, but of vision. Let us build a Judaism of bridges, strong and wide and welcoming. A Judaism of shared destiny where our differences enrich us. A covenant not just with God, but with one another, because we are one people with one heart. And if we choose it together with compassion and courage, we can shape a radiant future for all of us. Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom. And I think we have some announcements tonight. Lauren?
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Mark and Mary Kaufman and Xavier for the beautiful service tonight. It was really beautiful tonight. So thank you for the technology and the piano and everything. So I have a lot of announcements to go through, so I'll go fast but slow. Just a reminder that on your your brochure, your announcements, that to get the decal, scan the TBO. If you're here at TBO, you want to scan the TBO QR code. It just lets you know you're TBO, and so you just want to scan that one. Just want to clarify that for you. Also, Monday, August 11th, first day of ECC. Sorry, kids, first day of school. Good luck. That's it. No more sleeping in. Friday the 15th, Shabbat service at TBO. It's going to be the wine and cheese, 6 p.m. Sunday, August 17th, TBO open house, 9 a.m. So come on by for the open house. Tuesday, August 19th, we have the Sisterhood Luncheon. That's going to be off-site. Wednesday the 20th, we have contemporary Jewish issues with Rabbi Mark here at TBO, and that will occur every Wednesday. Also forgot this Saturday, tomorrow, the 9th, 9 a.m. morning service with Rabbi Snyderman is on Zoom. Now back to keep going here. The 21st is happy hour with Rabbi Uri at TBO, 6:30. That's Thursday, the 21st. Friday, the 22nd, there is no Shabbat service here at TBO. The Shabbat service will take place at Temple Emmanuel. So you want to make sure there's transportation here to take us down there. So just keep a lookout for that. It is, again, in your weekly information. So, and also keep track of those emails that come in on Thursdays that have the information. First day of religious school is August 24th. Here at TBO, we have a TBO, a sisterhood meeting here at TBO at 9:30 on that Sunday, and also the TBO book club on Zoom at 11 a.m. Last thing before we go is when you come to your next service, please bring a bag or two with you of non-perishable items for the food closet. There's a box that you can put, a storage bin that you can put that items in right outside the front entrance. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, and we want to thank Molly Meyer leading us in a beautiful Avot and Vehafta and the Shema and the whole thing. You can do this next week if you like. And we're going to begin to conclude our service with the singing of Aleinu L'Shaber on page 586. And to open the ark, I would like to invite the COO, did I get that right? Of Broward, CEO? Okay, close enough. The CEO of Broward Central Synagogue, Devere Weiss, and his beautiful wife, Sharon Weiss, and also my husband, Sam Farkas, Dr. Sam Farkas, Professor Sam Farkas, to open the ark as we rise for Aleinu, page 586. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגבר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש. ונאמר בחיי אדוני למלך הארץ ביום יהיה ושמו We think of our loved ones whom death has taken from us in this season and years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with ours. Ronna Brooke, Murray Cohen, Isaac Goldwater, Charles Horn, Gail Kolodny, Milton Levinson, Seymour Levy, Michelle Lisanti, Bessie Leubel, Robert T. Mayo, Marcella McIntyre, Trudy Nelkin, Herbert Pinsley, Leslie Polsky, Annette Proper, Jean Rosenberg, Kate Shack, Andrew Silverstein, and Eugene Wassmer, as we join together as one community in the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divarach kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael ba'gala u'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah v'barach le'olam u'lamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitzvumam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'rechu min kol birchata v'shirata tushparata v'nechemata ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Aseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. And let's conclude our service with the singing of Shalom Aleichem on page 142. And I'd like to invite any children who to come and help us with the Kiddush and the Challah. And if you're 18 or under, you are a child. a big surprise if you come up here. Shalom Aleichem. Melech Kadosh Baruch Hu Boachem Shalom Shalom Aleichem Mi Melech Shalom Aleichem Shalom Aleichem Tzeitzchem Shalom Malkei Hashem Elohim Malkei Yon. Guys, I have candy. I didn't say I was going to give you any. Kidding. You know, you can have. Okay, come right over here, Molly. Molly, come over here. I need a kiddish.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ava u'ratzon hinhelanu. Zikaron lemasei v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila lamikra'e kodesh, zeher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'hartav v'yotanu ki dashta mikol hamim. Shabbat Kodsha Ve'ahava Uvratzon Hineltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. Hamotzi, one. Hamotzi, 1, 2, 3. Hamotzi.
Lechem min haaretz.
We give thanks to God for bread. Hamotzi is
Rising songs together as
a grateful prayer we said.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you at dinner next door.